We're now in part 2 of today's Hour of Power and GAR's a cappella at the midnight hour. We're talking about the 10 Commandments. You shall not spread a false report. You shall not join hands with a wicked man. You shall be not a malicious witness. What's happened to our court systems, guys? What's happened to our lawyers? What happened? What happened? Our lawyers are supposed to represent justice. Lawyers not supposed to be a liar. You shall fall in with the many to do evil. You shall not fall in with the many to do evil, nor shall you bear witness in a lawsuit, siding with the ones that pervert justice. Sounds familiar, guys, who've been in court cases, who have been represented, and you wonder, what happened? Nor shall you be partial to a poor man in his lawsuit. I'm going to read that again because this is very, very, very powerful. And I'll tell you why after I read this short paragraph. If you're a rabbi, if you're an imam, if you're a priest, if you're a reverend, if you're a pastor, you know this. Because this comes straight out of the Old Testament. This is the fundament of it all. You shall not spread a false report. You shall not join hands with a wicked man. You shall not be a malicious witness. You shall not fall in with those who do evil, nor shall you bear witness in a lawsuit that is evil. You shall not side with the many who pervert justice, nor shall you be partial to a poor man in his lawsuit. Exodus 23.12. Exodus 23.12. Now here's the rub. Here's the rub that really hurts me. It made me feel very sad. It turns out, I just read the news last night. How this happened, I don't know. I don't know how I came across this. Why am I so either blessed or cursed to see something that represents such wickedness in our land, such a violation of the 10 Commandments? This is what we teach our kids to believe in this. We teach our kids that it's all about doing good and being honest and truthful. It turns out that the California Democratic primary, the Republican was a different story. It was one person, a lunatic, that was in it. He didn't have anybody contesting it with him. But the Democratic primary had two people. It had Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders. Now, I know in my prior episodes of the Hour of Power, GAR's Hour of Power, and a cappella at the midnight hour, I've spoken pretty demeaningly about Trump. In fact, I call him Drump. He's Trump the Drump. He's an idiot. I'm sorry, I gotta say. It's not. He's an idiot, and I mean it. I don't want to demean him. I don't want to disparage him. I only state the facts. I have to put that out before I talk about Hillary. Trump is an idiot. He's not as smart as everybody thinks he is. He puts in his bio that he went to Wharton. Wharton is considered one of the top 3 business schools in the world. Okay, it's University of PA. And the fact of it is that he didn't go there to start. He went to Fordham University. Now, Fordham University is a good university. My daughter went to Fordham. It's a good school, but it's not the top. And the thing is that his father was mega rich. Mega rich. This is a boy, Donald, who grew up with a silver spoon in his mouth. He never worked a day in his life. He doesn't even know what work's all about. He grew up and he had that hairdo when he was 4 years old. His father prepared him for this when he was a child. All right, Gar, stop that. That's not nice. The thing is that I don't know, where did that hairdo come from? Stop. Enough. Okay, I'm sorry. I can't handle people that are deceitful and liars. And this man is a liar. You ask him anything about any issues at all. And he is an idiot. He doesn't know about any issues, about anything. He went to Scotland the other day, and he went to play golf or something, which is okay. You don't want to take a break, take a break. He deserves it, I guess. He takes a break. He goes to Scotland to play golf or whatever, and he says to the people in Scotland, hey, congratulations that Britain seceded from the European Union. The Scottish are livid over seceding. They want to be part of the European Union. This guy has no clue. No clue. Do you want him to be your president? This is a guy that will walk up to somebody, an Israeli or a French person, and say, hey, let's drop a bomb today. Let's bomb Iran because they didn't talk nice to me today. Or let's go to with Vladimir and hang out with him, and let's figure out how we can destroy Saudi Arabia. He's nuts. He's totally nuts. He has no sense of logic, of reason. He is an egotistical lunatic. And the thing that concerns me, it really concerns me, guys, is that I have a lot of friends. I call them my lily white friends. They're white. They're all white. They're white, solid through and through. And many of them are Jewish. And they're voting for Trump. I'm upset. I'm upset because Trump is a bad person. He's a bigot. He's a racist. He divides. He's an exclusionary. He's an elitist. He wants to build a 40-foot wall 2,000 miles long. And a lot of people are now saying, yeah, we want to build that wall. What for? This is the land of the free. People come here because they've been persecuted. You live in Guatemala. Has any of you ever lived in Guatemala? Honduras? Iran? Iraq? You don't know, you lily white people, what it's like there. I'll cry. You want to cry for you? It's horrible. Do you know what it's like to have your kids go outside and they want to play? And when they play, somebody shoots a gun and murders one of the children by accident? That's what happens in these countries. The United States of America, we are blessed. That's why all these people are coming here. They're not coming here, guys, because they want to screw up our country. Okay, I know we have to put some rules and regulations into effect, but they're coming here because they want to come to freedom. They want to come to heaven on earth. That's where you live. You live in Agora. You live in Westlake. You live in Encino and Van Nuys. You live in Manhattan and Queens. You live in Dallas and Houston. You live in Chicago and Minneapolis. You live in Wichita and Atlanta. You live in Miami. We have the boat people from Cuba. Why are they all coming here? Wake up, you lily whites. Wake up to the truth. The truth is that you live in the greatest country in the history of civilization. The most incredibly democratic country that has some bumps. And we are going to fix them. That's why these people are coming here. They're good people. The people from Mexico and Guatemala and Nicaragua and Colombia and Honduras, these are good, hardworking family people. Have any of you ever talked with any of them? I employed thousands of them in my business over the years. I love them. I love them. Membrino and Marquez and Vasquez and Cardenas and Garnica, Mendez. I can go on and on and on. It gives me the shivers because these are beautiful people. I love them. They're my family. So you know what? If you're going to after anybody, go after me. Persecute me. Tell me to get out of the country. I just watched something the other day, and it was a campaign stop that Trump did, and he stood there, guys. He stood there and he says, "We're going to take these people out of the country, and sometimes we'll have to separate the men from the women and men from their children." Because we've got to take them in cargo cars out of the country back to Mexico. Do you know what that reminds me of? It reminds me of something, and I don't know if you guys know history. It reminds me of the group, the 3,000 Jews in 1939 that came to America in the, Migueladora? Or something, and they came they escaped Nazi Germany. Some beautiful, warm-hearted, good-hearted Norwegian said, let's get them out of here. And they came in a ship to Miami, and they sat in that ship for days, for a month, because there was a debate between the executive branch and the congressional branch, the president and the Congress. They didn't want to bring them in because it was not according to the law. The law of immigration of quotas. Guys, do you understand the correlation? This guy Trump is saying that. He's saying, let's go ahead and take these Mexicans. We're going to deport them. Do you have a wife? Do you have a mommy? Do you have a wife or a mommy right now that you can ideate on? Are you a daughter? Can you imagine that all of a sudden your little girl, 4 years old? Do you have a little daughter, 4 years old? Could you imagine that all of a sudden somebody comes along and says, you know what, honey? I got to take you back to Mexico. And you little girl that's 4 years old, I'm sorry, we can't take you with mommy because there's not enough room in the bus. So this little 4 or 5 year old has to be left out. And that's what happened in Nazi Germany, guys, in World War II, when they exterminated 6 million innocent men, women, and children. 2 million children. 2 million innocent, cherubic, Jewish little boys and girls. 2 million were gassed to death. And Americans had something to do with that. We have Americans in power today that financed Adolf Hitler's war machine that murdered 6 million Jews, 2 million innocent little boys and girls. Dr. Death, he used to do experiments on little children's eyes because he wanted to develop the Aryan race. And he would drop acid in these little children's eyes and he'd give them any sedatives. And he'd say, let's see what happens. Let's see if we can change the color of your eyes so you can become an Aryan. Okay, you know something? I'm not going to go any more graphic with that because it's disgusting, it's evil, it's destructive, and we still have it today. We have the supremacists who support that. We have the fellow that was in Iran before President whatever it is, Ahmadinejad. He denied the Holocaust. There's people today that deny the Holocaust. You know that down the road from me, there's a house where Hitler was going to have his home? It's only 2 miles from where I live right now. Fact. It's still there. It's decrepit, it's breaking down, but Hitler was building a 23-room mansion right here in SoCal, right here in Los Angeles. It has a pool, it's equipped with a pool, it's got 2 dining rooms, it's got 2 tennis courts, and his people in America, his sympathizers, were building him a home because they figured that they were going to beat the USA, the US of A, in World War II. And he was going to have his summer home in Los Angeles. Fact. How would you like to have Adolf Hitler as your neighbor? I'm sorry if I'm getting upset because I'm really upset. Now, here's the rub. Here's the rub. The California primary, and I talked about the drunk guy. Now, the California primary, we're talking about Hillary. I'm finding out that there's a bit of a fix. It's coming out in the news, but for some reason the news is not playing it up. I don't know why. Only God knows why. I need your help. You need your help. Because if it turns out that it's not true, then it's bearing false witness. It's a violation of the 10 Commandments. It's not right. I'm not saying I'm for Bernie Sanders or Hillary Clinton or Donald Trump or Mug the Mump. I don't care who it is. I just want it to be the truth. I don't believe in a fib. I don't believe in a white lie. I used to be one of those kind of people. It doesn't make you feel good. Your heart turns to stone. My heart's all full of compassion and love now, and I want to keep it that way. We have something called the superdelegates. It's a scam that was developed by people to slant the whole process. So you got a guy that has money, that has a lot of money, has a lot of power. He's an insider. He's got insider knowledge, like insider trading and stock in the Wall Street. This is criminal. This is crooked. And so these superdelegates get a huge amount of power and a huge amount of voting power and influence. And if you have superdelegates, you win the nomination. That's not what our country was founded on. It was founded on democracy. By the incredible people that came out of the Age of Enlightenment. Thomas Jefferson and Benjamin Franklin, when they visited Rousseau and Voltaire and Hume and Smith and Locke and these incredible people that came out of, and Descartes was before that. He was the originator that started the whole thing with a few other fellows. I don't remember his name. This was all about freedom. This is all about for the people, of the people, and by the people. For the people, of the people, and by the people. There's a man that said that in his speech. He's my idol in history. His name is Abraham Lincoln. It was the Emancipation Proclamation, freeing the slaves. of the people, for the people, by the people. What happened? End of this part.